Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, July 28th, 2021. We again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, and I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are in control of the price in the day. At the end of the day, in that last hour, and in particular in the last few minutes, the large financial institutions come in. They start taking control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. They are dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and I consider what they do at the end of the day to be the smart move. So that's why I make my decisions for my swing trades based on the levels, my entry or exit levels, at the last possible moment of the day before the market closes. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Appreciate the time that you spend here. I hope you're learning something about trading and investing by coming here and spending your time. So interesting day today. We just had the FOMC minutes came out. Dow Jones currently down 28 points, down 0.08, so well off of its lows. NASDAQ up 119 points, up 0.81%, so big up day on the NASDAQ. S&P up 10 points, up about 0.25%. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. Did have one little trade today on Apple, day trade today on Apple that I will share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' positions. Looks like there's a lot of green over there, which is good. So we'll go over, see where they entered, get an idea of why they entered, what kind of signal or strategy it was, and we'll see if it's up or down, and hopefully they are up. I see a lot that are definitely up. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about trader psychology. In my opinion, the most important skill that you can develop in trading, bar none, for sure, without a doubt, is the skill of controlling your emotions, whether in trading or in life, right? But this is about trading, so we're going to talk about emotions in regards to trading, and that comes down to trading psychology. So I like to talk about it a little bit every day in different ways, different sayings. Hopefully one day will be that perfect day. It will really sink in and get internalized in you, and you'll go, oh, I get it now. I really get it. So we'll spend some time there. Hopefully we'll achieve that goal. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner, and I do have 3 requirements before I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1, based upon strong support below and likely and strong resistance above in order to figure out my 2-to-1 math. 2-to-1 is the minimum now, right? 3-to-1, 4-to-1, even better. And then lastly, make sure you have a complete trading plan in place. For me, a complete trading plan includes the following. Position size according to volatility. Know what your maximum allowed loss is on any one trade. Know where your end of day stop is. Know where your emergency stop is. Know where your intraday profit targets are if that's how you trade. Know where your significant overhead resistance levels are. And as always, have a good trailing stop plan or protocol in place so that if you have a profitable trade, you don't give it back. You don't give it all back. That's the worst feeling in the world, and professional traders do not do that. So that is what consists of a trading plan for me. Hopefully some of those components are in your trading plan, but in this podcast here, I show you how I trade, so you will see all of that. All right, so using those 3 criteria, I have gone down through the watch list. I've gone down through the scanner. I do have quite a few potential potential end of day trades. So as we get closer to the end of the podcast, we will go through each one. Again, we'll look at the risk to reward ratios. We'll look at the multiple time frames. And if I find something that makes sense to me, all those things considered, I will buy it before the close of the day. All right, then after the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any thing that you would like to discuss or you need any clarification, happy to do that as well. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the close of the day, All you have to do is put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very, very best to get to it before the close of the market. All right, and then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till after the close of the market so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and the pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get it all taken care of. All right, okay, sounds good. I'm gonna run the US legal disclaimer and I'll be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. First on deck is Paxton. Good to see you, Packy. Hi, Greg and everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, I am. Thank you for coming, Paxton. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lova, is here. Nice to see you, Mike. Hope you're having a good day. There's Kamal. Hello, traders. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel, Kamal. I appreciate it. I know everyone else does as well. Gary is here. Good to see you, Gary. Hello, Greg and Group. Hello, Gary. Jonathan from Ireland is here. Evening, Greg and Group. Good evening to you as well, Jonathan. Nigma is here. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you, Nigma. Hope you were doing well. There's Johnson. Hey, Greg. Good evening, all. Good to see you, Johnson. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you, Anya. Appreciate you coming. George is here. Hi there. Good to see you, George. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Steve is here. Good to see you, Steve. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel each day, all your contributions, everything that you do. Always appreciated. Steve says, hello, traders. Jerome Powell has spoken and nothing was surprising yet. Yes, that's true. He spoke about the FOMC meeting minutes. You can check that out on some news sites if you want to see all the particulars. I try to actually stay away from it. Steve said the market rallied a little and then yawned. 100%. There's Frank. Hello, Greg and Group. Good to see you, Frank. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for all the great poems that you provide for us and all the great fun facts and just the witty humor that you have in your writing. I love it. Ava is here. Greetings to all. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good evening last night. Hope you're having a good day today, and hope your trading is going well, and I look forward to our next lesson. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get started. Here we go. This is Dave and Buster's. This is play. Gary bought play back on the 26th with the close under, close back over the 200-day moving average and the V2, bought it at 36.78. Yesterday it went up, came back down, retested the 200-day moving average. I did buy it here after the retest of the 200 at 36.28, and I know Gary entered as his second half there as well for a full position. Currently, we are under my end of day stop. My end of day stop was the 200. If things were going well, that 200 should have been strong enough to hold there. Day's not over. I make all my decisions at the end of the day. We are currently under the 200-day moving average. If this does close under, I will go ahead and just take the loss on it, take the small end of day loss with the loss of the 200-day moving average. But I wait till the end of the day to make my decisions. So I'll wait for the end of the day, but if it does close under the 200, I will exit for a loss. SPY. All right, SPY. I do buy the overnight SPY trade. I buy it every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. I bought this yesterday at the close, 439.01. Sold at the open, 439.60. So made 59 cents on the gap up. Done with this trade. We'll buy it again today with a market on close order and hold it overnight, rinse and repeat, sell it first thing tomorrow at the next open. And by the way, if anyone wonders why I do this, in my YouTube channel, in the playlist, and the lessons playlist, I have a video on why this is one of my approaches, has all the numbers, has all the stats. Okay, LYV. All right, so Dynamic Duo and I did buy the close under, close back over the 200-day moving average at 76.98. Good risk to reward ratio. Also rejected the negative third ATR channel. Next day went up nicely. I always take profits, partial profits into strength. Came back, held the end of the day stop a few days ago, had a big up day, took 3 profit targets off there. Did hit 1 profit target today at the open when it was up 81.57. It's currently 80.34. I am in trailing stop mode because I moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry. Just waiting for a close below the previous day's low to get out of half and or end of day stop with a close under the 200. Caterpillar, Jonathan, Dynamic Duo and I did buy Caterpillar, deep dip buy. Intraday rejection of the negative third ATR channel and the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 203.14. Moved up nicely. Took profits as it went up. I am in trailing stop mode, meaning it moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry yesterday. Held the previous day's close low, and that's why I held it up 0.89% today and did hit another profit target here at 212.56. I will hold this until I get a close below the previous day's low, in which case I'll sell half, or a close below the 200-day moving average, or I will get out, as always, before earnings. I never hold through earnings. All right, Apple. I did have one day trade today on Apple, and I will show you that trade. It was a short. It was a short, and here we go. This was the short. We were below the value zone. We came into the value zone. I had a V1 to the downside and a rejection of the 50 RSI. I shorted here with the V1 trigger at 145.24. A couple bars later, moved out nicely, took half off at 144.81. Moved kind of sideways, didn't do a lot here. I covered another half of the short at 144.61. Next bar down again, 144.34. And then we got down near the 30 RSI level, got down near the negative third ATR channel, and that was enough for me. I took off the last remaining amount at 143.94. So nice little short side trade, shorted at 145.24. Covered at 144.81, covered at 144.61, covered at 144.34, and 143.94. And that really was the perfect place to cover that short, obviously, right? And it just moved on up. So nice little trade there. All right, let's take a look. There's Johan. Good to see you, Johan. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're flying safe up in the skies. Okay, Johnson, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a look at current positions before we get to that. Here we go. David, Jonathan, did buy the 520 crossover. Nice going, Jonathan and David. Bought the 520 crossover on AMD. Bought it at, I guess I should move this up because it was right around here. Bought the 520 crossover. It does back test well at 89.40. They had earnings and up huge today for David and Jonathan. This particular trade from entry to exit right now for Dave and Jonathan up 9.21%. Excellent. Very, very nice. Way to go, everybody. Dash. All right. Dash is a weekly trade. I have that one. Never mind. We're not going to look at that. All right. ALK, do I have anyone in ALK? Oh, the Dynamic Duo bought ALK with a close above the 200-day moving average, 57.90. It's currently 59.88. It's up close to 1% today, and this particular trade up 3.22%. Very nice, Tracy and Paxton. Airbnb, nice trade for Jonathan Kamal. Kamal nailed this trade, and Jonathan back here at 131.90 with an under 30, over 30 intraday rejection of the negative third ATR channel. 131.90 was the entry. We are at 143.43. Pretty good. Up 8.13% in about a week and a half. So nice trading there. BRKB. Ooh, this one has so much potential, Ava. It was a nice sideways motion, fractal, 520 crossover, bought yesterday at 280.90, but this one down today, unfortunately, down 0.81%. So down on the day and down on the trade on Ava's trade. AFRM, this is Kamal. Kamal bought ARFM a couple days ago at 59.60. It's 61.27. It's up 2.97% just today. and it looks like up about 2.97% on the trade as well. So congrats, Kamal. CTVI, who do we have in here? Who's the lucky? The dynamic duo again. Higher low intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Bought at 42.35. It's 43.08. It's up 1.34% on the day and about 1.76% on the trade. So very, very nice. INSG, Jonathan and Johan bought INSG at 8.47. Not work out too well initially, but up 5.63% today on INSG. Way to go, Johan and Jonathan. CLB, I still have Michael in this. Not sure if Michael is here today. Bought it at 36.90. It's 35.34. Nice big up day today. Has earnings, but I don't think Michael's here today. I don't know if he has this, so we'll just have to check in with him later. Johan, dynamic duo, Steve did have a nice deep dip buy yesterday on AGQ at 40.91 with the bounce near the 30 RSI, up 1.24% on the day and about 1.24% on the trade as well. FCX, all right, Steve bought FCX 520 crossover 36.38. It's 36.73, so it's up about a little over a percent on the day, and Steve is also up 1% on the trade, so very nice, Steve. And SCCO, Steve bought the 520 crossover on Southern Peru yesterday with the 520 crossover at 65.02. It's currently 65.55, so it's up 53 cents on the day, up 0.86%, and up about 0.86% on the trade as well. And then lastly, Melly. Oh my. David, Ava. Does Ava, you still have half? I hope. Bought this, closed back above the 200-day moving average, plus a V2. Bought it at 15.42. Moved up nicely, had a bit of a washout yesterday, reversed back up and up another 3.37% today. Currently from entry to exit here, 5.62%. Way to go. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, Johnson says Tesla. V1 impossible close above the 200 weekly and daily in value zone. Yes, definitely in the value zone. I don't see the V2. It was close to a V2 earlier in the day, Johnson, but it has untriggered. But you know, you could take this with the close above the 200-day moving average. I don't know if that's going to, but it would give you a good risk to reward ratio nonetheless. Tim is here. Good to see you, Tim. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but I wanted to thank you for that great setup on AMD that Tim pointed out to us all the way back here on the 19th. Look at this monster trade. I hope you're in it, Tim. Dan says, New Trader U has some really cool posts today on Twitter. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, go over and check out Steve at S. Joseph Burns over on Twitter, or just type in Steve Burns. Make sure it's the real one. A lot of imposters out there. Johnson says, edit V2 below value zone, 50 SMA support weekly in value zone. Okay, let's take a look. EDIT. Bam. Oh, yeah, I have that on my list. Not bad. False breakout to the downside from here. Not a deep dip buy. Nice V2, though, back over the 50 SMA, which is good. Let's take a peek at the weekly. Weekly is just a return back into value. I like it. I actually like that. Steve has coin with a 520 crossover. I don't know if I have this one. Oh, yeah, I guess I do. Yes, 520 crossover on coin. I imagine if Steve brought that up, that does back test well. That's pretty nice. It's in the value zone there. That makes sense. Let's put that down on the potential list. A lot of potentials today, everybody. A lot of potentials. The key is, how do you narrow it down? That's going to be my approach today, is how I'm going to narrow down all these potential entries. All right, where'd my pen go? coin. Let me do a little math on coin. And coin, of course, is the crypto marketplace company. Okay. Kamal wants to look at UPST. Higher low V2, closed below the value zone, in the value zone. Had a pullback here. 1.57 million shares traded in the value zone on the weekly. Not bad. The way that I would look at this, Kamal, would be halfway of the washout bar here would be my risk. I'd probably look at the 50 as my reward. Is it 2 to 1? I don't know if it's quite 2 to 1, but it is a higher low V2 and false breakouts to the downside. MACD is positive, under 50, over 50. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. So Steve says Disney has a 520 EMA, 1050 EMA crossover. Good. MACD has crossed over as well. I'm going to put that on there. Let me do some math. Look, I'm going to try to get to everyone's symbols, but keep in mind that I have a lot of them coming at me, all right? So I may not get to everyone, so don't be offended. But on days like today, you know, everyone points these out, which is great, but I'm up against time, so I may not be able to get to everyone, all right? All right, that's the 1050 EMA crossover. Did some math on that. Okay. Okay. Lily is here. Nice to see you, Lily. Hope you are doing well. The dogs, the rabbit. Ava says, was out of Melly yesterday. Wishing I wasn't. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I thought I saw that in the chat somewhere else. Dang. Oh, well. Well, it looks like it was still profitable on the trade for you, Ava. Steve says Chinese stocks all gapped up and rallied out of the oversold readings today. Yep, those are on my list. Waterbenders here. Hi, Waterbender. Steve says thanks. Dan Timmy says I got yesterday, but thanks. It was a good trade. I trade 520. Steve says I trade 520 crossovers on IPOs without backtest performance. Okay, apps. I like it. It's a higher low close back above the 200-day moving average, Ava. Higher low close and a V2 and an intraday test of the -1 ATR channel. I quite like it. I quite like it. Weekly, holding support at the -1. Yeah, so there's some good confluence of signals there. I would just make sure it closes above the 200-day moving average first, obviously. No, BYD does not backtest. Or no, sorry. I tried to backtest it. I could not backtest it. Tracy, just so you know, I did try, but I couldn't. Maybe Kamal or Steve could check out a 520 crossover on BYD. Give me a second. I've got to turn off the air. I'm freezing. Okay. Here we go. Here's a poem from Frank. You know this is going to be good. My favorite part of the day. Live, love, laugh. It makes trading better by half. A positive state of mind you will find is a trader's refuge from a daily grind. And it is a daily grind, everyone. For those of you who haven't traded for a while, probably think it's all fun, but it is a grind. Let's read it again. Live, love, laugh. It makes trading better by half. A positive state of mind you will find is a trader's refuge from a daily grind. How good is that? How good is that? That is excellent, Frank, as always. Yeah, I like that Mandalay there. I like that higher low close back above the 200-day moving average. I really, really do. Boy, there are a lot of potentials here today. I don't even know how I'm going to narrow this down. But apps looks definitely good enough to put up there. I always APPS. All right, let me do some math. I'm running out of room on my page. That's the key, everyone, is when you have all these setups, keeping in mind correlation and trying to narrow it down. I like to take one trade a day, maybe two half trades if they're not correlated, but it's one of the toughest things when you have a lot of setups, which ones do you really narrow it down to? And I guess that's why I get paid the big bucks, right? All right. How are we doing on time here? All right. Well, that's rude. Okay. Okay, just looking at VIX here, close under the value zone, into the value zone. Now we have a pullback with the test of this negative one ATR channel. Doesn't look like it's going to set up for a V1 or a V2, but those of you out there know that I like higher low V1s, V2s. Maybe somebody could watch that for me. I don't know. That could be interesting here in the future. All right. Well, listen, everybody, before we start looking for end of day, the best end of day trade, keeping in mind my 3 requirements: good risk to reward ratio, confluence combination of indicators, lining up on multiple time frames, and a solid trailing stop plan, right? Let's talk a little bit about trader psychology before we start to do that. I have a lot of Facebook and Twitter channels that I follow that post great information every day about trading, trading psychology, helpful sayings about trading, good trading words of wisdom. And one of my very favorites is Trading Composure. He's at Trading Composure over on Twitter. Please follow him. It is definitely worth your while. He has 5 rules. 5 rules for trading. Let's read them. I'm sure they're going to be good. First rule of trading: wait for the right opportunity. That's right. Wait for it, everyone. Be patient. Let the trade come to you. Do not force the trade. Look at the charts and say, this right here is where I want to buy it. Don't buy it until it gets right there. So wait for the right opportunity. Number 2, second rule of trading: accept what the market gives. You have no control over this, everyone. 0 control, so accept what it gives you. Number 3, understand what you're risking. Very important. Position size for volatility so that you know what you're risking. I always talk about what is my maximum allowed loss on a trade. In the worst case scenario, if it all hits the fan, what am I risking? And what percent of what I'm risking is it for the total of my total account? I risk somewhere between 0.5% to 1% in the worst possible case scenario. So pretty conservative. Number 4, accept what the market takes. Well, see rule number 2, accept what the market's going to give you, accept what the market takes. You have to. It's just part of it. Your only control is in position sizing and knowing what your maximum allowed loss is. So you should really be okay with what your maximum allowed loss is. Not say it's okay, but like really emotionally be okay with that. And number 5, 5th rule of trading: make your trading process your whole world. Right? Make it your whole world. If you don't have a trading process, you have nothing, everyone. That's really what it comes down to. You have to make it your entire world, meaning you have to follow it no matter what. So number 1, wait for the right opportunity. Number 2, accept what the market gives. Number 3, understand what you are risking. Number 4, accept what the market takes. And number 5, make your trading process the whole world. And really, number 5 is made up of 1, 2, 3 and 4 as well. So thank you, Trading Composure, as always, for your wonderful post. That's a good reminder for me. I hope it's helpful for everyone else. Apple taking off nicely here. Let me get rid of my day trade here. You know, this is where the FOMC meeting information came out. I didn't want to chase it up there, but when it came back down here to halfway, come on, you see that? AB, you see that? Big, huge up bar. Didn't want to chase, but when it came back down to that halfway point, I decided not to. I had a little bit of a case of the lazies today, but you can see, had I bought there, that would have been an excellent entry. And again, you have a big up bar larger than 1 ATR, came back down to the 50% of that move. That's where some inherent support is, and that's exactly what happened. So anyway, good example of a big up bar with the coming back down to support. And this is what Kamal, this is what you and I were talking about at dinner as far as the zones are concerned. So this would have been a great zone trade that I didn't take, but good example anyway. Steve says, oh, this is for Tracy and Paxton. BYD does have a great 520-day crossover average when 17%, average loss 6%, crushes. Buy and hold. Well, there you go. There you go. Now you know. Johan says, nice one, Franks. Thanks for the encouragement. Steve says, US dollar index UUP is breaking down to a 13-day trading low. Well, let's take a look. Yep. Definitely is breaking down. Made a lower high and a lower low. Technically, that would put us into a downtrend. Frank says, off the tape. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange is considered the oldest securities market, established in 1602 by Dutch India Company. That's right. I have spent some time in Amsterdam, and I remember going to an exhibit where they talked about that. I think that's kind of where they came out with the bid-ask spread, Frank. But thank you for that. Frank says, thank you, Johan. Kamal says, looking at PTON, STNE, UPST, BYND apps. All right. A lot of those, I think, are on my list, Kamal. I don't know about PTON. 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 It's okay. Definitely has supported the 200-day moving average. It's tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly moved up, came back down. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely a decent risk to reward ratio. STNE, I've got UPST is Upstart. Yeah, that one looks pretty good as well. Nice sideways motion. Oh, this was the one that we looked at, the halfway. The risk to reward's probably in the favor of the reward, but still a bit of a risk. Beyond Meat. Yeah, higher low V2. Higher low V2. Support on the weekly down there at the 1 ATR channel. Not bad. I wish it was a little closer to the 3rd ATR channel though. I don't know, you know, here's the -1 ATR channel as reward. Risk is down here. I would look at that as the risk to reward not being 2 to 1. Apps, and we've looked at that. Waterbender says, Frank, I think on Wall Street, Gordon Gekko spoke about the tulip bubble. Yep. Madness of Crowds is a book. Maybe some movie buffs might remember. Frank, funny Waterbender, I was thinking about Gordon Gekko in yesterday's poem. Hey, you ever notice Gordon Gekko and myself have the same initials? Is that a coincidence? I don't know. All right. Well, let's start and take a look. We've got a lot to look at. All right, there's Alibaba. Bounced like a super monster. Under 30, over 30. Am I going to buy this? No, I'm not. We're stuck at the 5 EMA. Theoretical rewards to the 50 RSI. We're at 40. So 40 to 50 is 10. Stop would be 30. 40 to 30 is 10. Exactly 1 to 1. Too extended for me to buy this today. IWM. Well, it's a nice, well, technically, it's a false breakout to the downside and a V2. It's already rejected the 50 RSI. So if I was in this trade and rejected the 50 RSI, I would sell half. Because look, it's 49.48. It was 50 when at its high. And so that's a rejection of the 50. If I were in this trade, I would sell that. But it is a nice example of a false breakout to the downside and a V2. Let's look over at the weekly. Weekly's okay. A lot of downward movement here, though. I think I'm going to pass on IWM. And even if it does close above the 50, you've got the 50 SMA there. Doesn't mean it can't work, but then your risk to reward's a little skewed, excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to pass on that. Lift, higher low, V2, close below the value zone. I guess we got to the value zone. I don't know. I'm not sure I like the risk to reward here based upon the 50 EMA above, 50 SMA above, the 50 RSI above. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look for something that's just a little cleaner. TER, intraday rejection, the 200-day moving average is down on the day. Did have a V1 but rejected it. I think I would rather wait for a retest of the 200. I know I'm being pretty particular here, but that's how I feel. Stone Cold. This was better than the one we looked at before, Kamal, because it's a false breakout to the downside. It's a double bottom with a V2. Day one's bar is larger than 1 ATR. That concerns me a little bit, but I like the test of the negative third ATR channel. Let's take a peek over at the weekly. Weekly has some big distribution bars here that have come down, so I'm not surprised we bounced. It's okay. It's okay. NVIDIA, I like NVIDIA. I like the close below the negative 1 ATR channel. I like the rally into the value zone, the little bit of a pullback. I like the higher low V2. Here's day one, here's two, here's three. 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day one's close. It's still under a 520 EMA crossover. It's above the 50 RSI. That's probably one of the favorite ones I've looked at today is NVDA. Coin has a 520 crossover. I'm not sure if this has enough for me to go ahead and buy this with the 520 crossover because it's an IPO. It doesn't have enough data. So it's up nicely today because Bitcoin's up, but I think I'm going to pass on Coin. Disney has the 1050 EMA crossover that Steve mentioned, 178.10 to 177.98. So that is a nice crossover and legitimately back tested crossover. I will look at that one as well. Apps, I like the higher low close back above the 200-day moving average, so I will mark that one as well. Futu, Chinese stock, close under, close back over, under 30, over 30. I like this one better than Alibaba. Weekly, rejected the 1 ATR channel there. Earnings are coming up. It's a while till earnings, over till the 11th. The Chinese stocks have been really volatile. I think I'm going to stay away. Already looked at that. Dada, same Chinese stock, under 30, over 30, V2, rejection of the -third ATR channel. That all looks pretty good. But again, it's up 12%. I don't know if I'm going to chase a 12% stock like that. And the answer to that is no, I'm not going to. EXAS, Exact Science Corporation, higher low V2. Looks like it rejected the 50 SMA already, which concerns me a little bit. Also, it has earnings today. I don't know if they were in the morning or the afternoon. So with that being said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. REGI, it's a V2, but there is no sideways motion. And so I'm going to let that one slide. Gold, woo, gold looks pretty good actually. We have a return to value. We have sideways motion. Only thing on gold though is it is a V1. I don't think it's quite valid though, but I like the sideways motion. I like the bullish engulfing bar. Hasn't been able to get over the 50 RSI yet. Let's 520 crossover, probably wait for the 520 crossover before I would buy this, but let's peek over at the weekly. We're half the big down bar. We're stuck right in the halfway of that bar. That concerns me. That concerns me for sure. I think I'm going to let that one go. See if I can get a 520 crossover instead, but gold's making a high on the day. ARKK, very close, close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. A higher low, close back over the 200-day moving average. That one looks pretty good as well. Mark that one. Tesla is closed above the 200-day moving average. I don't know, is it respecting the 200-day moving average? I guess it has closed above. Well, no, that was above. This is below. That's above. I don't know. Tesla scares me. CGC, big day up, 38 RSI, a little bit extended for me to take an under 30, over 30 on that. IQ, up 9%, big gap here. I think I'm going to let that one go. And Momo, again, another Chinese stock, very similar on all of these chart patterns. I just think they're too far extended. I don't like the 38 RSI level. So with that being said, let me get my favorites. Okay, I have ARK. I have Disney. I have gold. I have NVIDIA. And I have apps. Those are my favorite. There's a lot of good ones here, everyone, right? But I have to narrow it down at some point. Disney, ARK, gold, NVIDIA, apps. So 5, that's what I have. All right. All right, how are we doing on time? All right, we're okay for a minute. David's on vacation with limited connectivity on cash right now. Oh, okay. So I had you in something. I'll take you out of that. Good to see you, David. Hope you're having a nice vacation. Kamal says, look at this CSGP. CSGP. Oh, Lord. Well, from 80 to 86, I guess buying the open would have been a good idea. Wow. Too big for me. Too much for me. Come on. Steve has a sports break. Records held by Steph Curry. First place all-time for consecutive game with 3-pointers made with 24. First place all-time for consecutive games with 8 3-pointers made with 3. He is no doubt the 3-point shooter. No doubt about it. Thank you for that, Steve. Timothy, DKNG, 530. I don't have a 5. No, I lied. I don't know offhand if the 530 backtest well on DraftKings. But yes, you are correct. Well, here, let me see if I can do this. Okay, DKNG. DKNG. Yeah, I can't backtest that one. I don't know if the 530 backtest, if anyone has access to a tester, if they could test that, I would appreciate that. I'm sure Tim would appreciate that. I like it though. I like the fractal. I like the crossover. Some resistance up here around 52. So does it make sense from a risk to reward ratio? That's what you always have to ask yourself. That's what I ask myself all the time. Frank says, very sad to hear of the passing of ZZ Top bassist Dusty Hill. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I grew up with ZZ Top, Frank. You probably did as well. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill. Steve says, you has a 520 crossover. I think I had Kamal backtest that earlier, and I believe the 520 crossover did not backtest well, Steve, but you have the ability to check that. SPCE. Oh, Lord. SPCE. Yeah, it's a V2 over the 200-day moving average. You are right. It is a very good risk to reward. Who was that? That was Tim? Yep, nice. LEGR. All right. So, let's see. Yeah, that only has 29,000 shares traded. So for me, it seems like not a lot of liquidity, but I'm not sure. Maybe Steve has back tested that, but yes, there is a 520 crossover there. Johnson says Fubo. I think we looked at that. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. Oh, yeah. It is a V2. It is a close back above the 200-day moving average. That looks pretty good, as a matter of fact, Johnson. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is right in the value zone. Yeah, I like it. U is an IPO trade, so backtest is not used. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. And it makes sense that the 520 crossover and after IPO that it might run. So that does make sense, Steve, to me for sure. Okie dokie, Smokey. All right, let me take care of a little trading biz here. Well, okay, I'll have to notice that in a minute. All right. Okay, real quick before I start looking at re-looking at the things we need to look at. Play. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of play right now because that is going to be a losing trade with the close under the 200. So I'm going to get rid of that right now and just take the loss on that. That's too bad. I like that. I like that setup. I really did. All right, so I'm getting out of play. Okay. SPY is fine, buying that at the close. LYV hanging in there, no change. Caterpillar doing great, doing fine, doing great. Gonna get out before earnings, and that's it. All right, let me take care of one more thing. Be right back. I swear I'm gonna start needing an assistant pretty soon. I always have to take these breaks. Hang tight, I'll be back. Okay, so let's see if I can narrow this down, everyone. ARC, good risk to reward ratio. untriggered of V2. I factored that in. Higher low close above the 200 is good. Look over at the weekly. We're right in the middle of that downward bar 3 weeks ago. We're stuck right there. So for that reason, I'm letting it go. Disney, 1050 EMA cross. Down on the day, although the Dow is down, 178.12 to 177.98. So Disney is definitely a potential. All right. Gold has rejected the 50. Nice, beautiful sideways motion here. I don't think the washout, let's see. From here to here is 1.31 points. 1.31 times 0.25 is 32 cents. So did we get a 32-cent washout? That's the key. From the low of yesterday to here is 21. So no, it is not a quarter. So that being said, I am not going to take it. And again, like I said, we're at the halfway there. So NVIDIA, nice V2, close over the 50. On the weekly, we're over halfway of that big down bar. All right, so NVIDIA, and apps, higher low, close back above the 200-day moving average, could rally into earnings, up strongly today, held the -1 ATR channel. If I remember correctly, apps has a bit of a large bid-ask spread. Let me test that real quick. $0.05 cents. It's all right. All right, so Disney. Yes, I know. NVIDIA. Yes, I know. And apps. Okay. What do we have? We have 6 minutes. I guess I'm going to have to make a decision here. Let me check out over here real quick. Okay. Okay, done. All right. Yeah. All right. My trading platform is getting a little slow, and I don't want it to freeze up on me, so I'm going to have to. So Disney is legitimate with the 1050 EMA crossover. I don't like the big halfway back there, so I'm going to pass there. NVIDIA, yeah. I don't like that we're inside of this big bar on the weekly. I think I'm going to pass there as well. Actually, everyone, I think I'm going to pass on everything today. I think I'm going to pass on everything. Usually the day after a FOMC meeting can be volatile, I've noticed in my experience. The Disney 1050 EMA crossover makes sense. It does make sense. MACD crossed over as well. But again, on the weekly, we're stuck at that halfway of that big bar. NVIDIA makes more sense because it's a higher low V2 and above the 50. The weekly, we're still stuck inside that big bar. We're over the halfway, but we're at the second ATR channel, which concerns me a little bit. And all in all, I think apps probably looks the best. I think apps looks the best, but I'm just gonna pass. I'm just gonna pass today. Steve says, great. DKNG backtest well with the 530, 5-1 risk to reward returns. Good. Frank says, fun fact. The wall of Wall Street was originally a 12-foot high wooden stockade fence in 1685 to protect the Dutch settlers from British and Native American attacks. Wow. Cat earnings on the 30th, I believe so. Yes, so I'm going to be out before then. Nigma says you've been reading up on Dutch history. We have 1 minute to go. All right. So again, everybody, I'm going to buy the overnight SPY trade, but that's all I'm going to buy. I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on everything today. I'm out of play, Gary. I got out of play. Oh, sorry. You're getting out of play. All right. Okay. All right, the market is now closed, everyone. I did buy the S&P. That's all I bought. Main reason, I have seen quite a bit of whipsaw after the FMOC meeting, and I'm okay with what I have. Right? I don't have to take a trade every day because I'm in the habit of taking a trade every day. But in case you're wondering, the reason why is that after the FMOC meetings, there tends to be a lot of volatility the next day. And so that's why I did what I did, or in other words, didn't do anything. All right, I did buy the S&P overnight though. So I bought the SPY at 438.83. All right. About where I bought it yesterday. $438.83. All right, and I did get rid of play. So that's it. Not a lot to do there. If any of my students have any new entries or exits for me, this is the time. Just go ahead, put them in the live stream. I'll get them all taken care of. Before I do that, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I'm a good teacher. I teach a really great course, I know that, where I teach you all 5 of my trading setups with all the rules, complete trading plans, step by step, and basically teach you everything I've learned over the last 25 years as a full-time trader. So if you are interested, there is a link in the description of my email. Just send me an email, say, Greg, I'm considering your course. I will reply and say, great, thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is free. The reason for the Skype call is just for me to get to know you a little bit better, learn more about your trading, your trading goals, your trading challenges, and it's a really good time for you to ask me questions about the course as well. And the course does cost $1,750. It is an investment. I know it's a substantial amount of money, but it's worth every penny, and I promise you it will make you a better trader. And in my opinion, the very best way to learn how to do anything is to have a one-on-one teacher, and that is why I set it up. So it's very important to me that my students succeed. I put a lot of time, a lot of energy, burn a lot of calories in that course. So just know, if you do take the course with me, I will give you 100% because I want you to be successful. All right. So if you're interested, just send me an email. Secondly, I do have an online video course over on udemy.com. It's a really good course. I've got so many good reviews and feedback on that course. It's 9.5 hours of video, 15 study guides, 26 videos, and the best part, on udemy.com, it only costs somewhere between $12 and $15. I mean, it's a steal. I mean, it's a great course. It's really going to help you with trading, give you some good fundamentals. And so if you're interested, the link is in the description. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button before you check on out of here and get on with your day. It does help to build the channel, keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content on here. There's a lot of people out there that could really use some help with trading. Trust me. And I think if we could get them here, it could be life-changing. It could really help the way that they look at trading. So, you can help me help them by hitting the thumbs up button if you liked, and found something helpful today. All right, so that takes care of that. Let's cruise over here and see what everyone did. Okay. I have a feeling I should probably keep those on there. Disney apps. All right, so Steve is in coin. With a 520 crossover. $241.45. Good entry so far, Steve. All right, good luck on that, Steve. Steve Burns is also long Disney with the 1050 EMA crossover. And Steve is long from 179.08. So far that's a good entry. That's the 1050 EMA, a little longer crossover. Kamal is an STNE. STNE. All right, and Kamal is long. All right, let's just put you right about there, Kamal. And also apps. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Apps and Stein, right? Yeah. Okay. Frank says there are times one doesn't want to trade cash for stocks. Yeah, that was kind of me today. Steve says I'm long LEGR. LEGR 4218. So that seems like a good entry spot right there. Okay. Jazz, respect that not taking trades. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just, I could be 100% wrong, right? But I already have long positions as well. So don't feel like you have to take a trade every single day, right? But thank you, Jazz. Rick Jones, how you doing? What is the best investment for retirement? Oh, geez. Well, that's I don't think I can just sum that up. I would say based upon past performance, maybe something like dollar cost averaging into the S&P would probably make sense. I mean, that's a whole can of worms that we can open up, and I could make cases for this or that, but I don't really think I can just answer that in with one simple answer, Rick. Steve, if you'd like to take a crack at that, but it's too broad of a question, honestly. But thanks, Rick, for coming. Paxton is out of play. In apps. And BYD for Tracy. I know how you guys are with BYD. I know all about it. That's not going to do it. And either is that. All right, can I get a BYD over here? All right. But I'm glad you waited for a legitimate signal, right? 520 crossover. That was back tested. I think that was Kamal or Steve that mentioned that. So that's good to know. Okay. Ava is out of Millie. I think I already took you out of there. Oh, and David is out. He said he was in cash. All right, so let's get some Millie off the board. Nice trade there, you too. And in apps. Makes sense. Makes sense, Ava. Okay. George gives a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Paxton says, dang it, BYD uncrossed at the bell by 3 cents. I know it happens, right? But I'm glad you noticed that. All right, Jonathan is an INSG. Or out of INSG. Did I already take INSG off the board? No. Okay, Jonathan. Oh, you sold in strength. Okay. Okay, Jonathan, I've got you out of there. Out of AMD. That's a beauty. Oh, and David's in cash as well. Great trade on that, both of you. Okay, and a half apps. So what's a halfie? Kamal says, Rick Jones, when I become a money manager, give your money to me. Ah, there you go. Frank says, Greg, can you comment on the bond market? Well, let's look. Imagine it had some kind of move today. So we were up, right? TLT going up. It means that yields are coming down. I don't know if I really have any comments on that, Frank, that are, I mean, from a trading standpoint, I mean, the FMOC came out today, said things are doing better than better than you would think. I could make a case for the bond market prices going down on that, being that they're better than. It's hard to say. I mean, from a technical standpoint, right here, though, Frank. I mean, just from the chart, look, we have the top and we have the bottom. We're right at halfway. See that? Here's the top. Here's the bottom. 50%. We are right there, almost to the penny, 5 cents away from the penny. So, you know, if I was looking at trading bonds, I would look at this as I would be looking for a short, which kind of goes along with kind of what my premise was, that if things are better than expected, you might expect interest rates to start heading up and down. I don't think I'd be buying bonds here. I don't think I'd be going long bonds here. I'm not sure if that's what you were looking for, Frank, but those are my thoughts. This looks bearish to me because of the retracement of the 50% from the top to the bottom, and then now we're back at 50%. And but who knows? Sorry, that's probably not what you were looking for, Frank, but I'm not really sure what else to say on that. All right. So listen, everyone. You know, I like to read this at the end of the day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. Let's try to get in the habit of doing it. Just do one random act of kindness daily for another human being. Ideally, if you could go out, do another random act of kindness for an animal, they would both appreciate it, would make their day. I was raised with many, many animals. I understand animals. They like a kind word. They like someone to help them out, just like us humans do. And it just seems like it's a good, positive, free thing to do. Just go out, help someone out today. Just even the smallest thing, even just a smile, may change their whole day. And maybe one day someone will do it for you, and it'll help you out as well. So, all right. All right, what's happening after hours? VIX is up 1.27%. Interesting. So the SPY's probably down 11 cents. Okay. Oh, Steve Burns, you were right. You were right yesterday on Apple. I believe you said that they were going to beat, but they were going to go down after being so far extended, and you were correct. Way to go, Steve. Nice call on that. All right. Does anyone have any other questions or anything I can help you with? Sorry if I didn't get to everyone's symbols today. They were coming across fast and furious, and when I was running out of time. So, all right. So the board is continuing to grow. It got a little smaller. Now we're growing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 positions up there. All right. And that leaves me with overnight SPY trade, LYV, positive. That's good. Caterpillar, nicely positive. Profit target today. And no Apple, because Apple was my day trade. But it was nice. You know, it's a little naughty to make money on the short side, right? It's a little bit better than making it on the long side. I don't know why. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But that was a nice trade. That was a nice short trade on Apple. right. So, Rich, if you are out there, I'm looking forward to our call tonight at 7 o'clock your time. So, I am going to, unless anyone has any other questions or comments, I am going to put my hiking stuff on, head out into the mountains where I'm most comfortable, and do a little walking, get a little sun, analyze my trades today in my head. I do that every day on my walk. I think, okay, how could I have done better? Did I not do this? Did I swear on the podcast without knowing it? Just kidding. But I do go over my trades, and my goal every day is to have no buyer's remorse or no seller's remorse. Me not buying anything today, am I going to have selling or no buy? Am I going to be remorseful that I didn't buy anything today? I don't know. I don't think so. If it goes up tomorrow, I hope it does for everyone's sake. I still have positions as well, right? But it's a good idea to go over your trades in your mind after the market close and see if you can identify any pattern that you have as far as maybe impulsively buying something at the last second or doing something. I thought about this all day. I didn't really make the decision I wasn't going to buy anything until the end of the day. So I was open-minded on that. But, in almost every profession, they have a debrief, right? You debrief of how a meeting went or how a game went. You watch film. And I think it's the same with trading. I like to go on my walk, and I like to replay what I did, whether it's day trades or swing trades or anything like that. But I think it's a good way for you to identify any patterns that you may have. Jonathan, PLTK. Oh, that's not the right one. PLTK. Ah, shucks. Jonathan, I can't pull up PLTK. I don't have it available. Unfortunately, I tried PLTK and it doesn't have it. So my apologies there. Paxton says, thanks, Greg, Ava, Kamal, Steve, Frank, and all. Thank you, Packy. And hope you have a good day. Hope you and Tracy are doing well. Ava says, many thanks, Greg, and everyone. Thank you, Ava, for coming. It's always a pleasure to have you here. George says, thanks. See you tomorrow. George gives us thumbs up. Thank you very much, George. Nice to see you. So, all right. Well, listen, I guess on the way out here, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Before I do, let me just tell you, have a good day. Have a good rest of your day. Be good. Drive safe. Look both ways. Do something nice for another human being today. Do something nice for an animal today. Be good to yourself. Do some deep breathing. Study your charts. Now I'm starting to sound like your dad, right? But it's coming from a good place. But appreciate you being here. If you did hit the thumbs up button today, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, and you could before you check out of here, I would appreciate that as well. Jonathan says, cheers, guys. And yeah, sorry about not being able to look at that symbol, Jonathan. All right. Okay. We'll see you all tomorrow, which is Thursday. And have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind, which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.